Good morning. We start with breaking news at the top of this hour. New speculation that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is reportedly sending another plane of migrants to an airport near President Biden's home in Delaware.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you would subscribe to my videos, I'd appreciate it when the bell comes. Hit that. That way you get instant notification of my videos coming out. Also like and comment on this video. I'd appreciate that, and share it with your family and your friends. So there's this whole migrant thing with, the Democrats, the Bidens. They're saying that it's not in their best interest to have migrants shipped to their communities, as we've seen in Martha's Vineyard. It's okay to keep them down south. And what really irks me is that when they come out and say it's unrealistic for these people to think that they can live in our communities. Now, the whole deal during the Obama administration called them dreamers.
I'm an undocumented student, and I'm at the White House today to represent thousands of undocumented youth like myself and to share my story with President Obama.
And if a dreamer wanted to live in Biden's community or in Martha's Vineyard or some of these affluent neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. or in the East Coast or wherever, they're not allowed. They can only stay in areas of the red states in the South, as far as South Carolina and Florida and Alabama and Texas and these type of areas. Don't come up north where it's almost a racial tendency of these guys. It's all right for you keep that down there, but don't bring them in my neighborhood.
The White House is again blasting Republican governors who are transporting asylum seekers to Democratic-led cities.
And we've seen this since the riots in Detroit back in the 60s.
More importantly, whether or not you felt an urgent need to leave and never look back.
If you travel anywhere in the country today and mention Detroit, people instantly think of a predominantly black urban city. Hard to believe in 1940, 90% of the city's population was white. Larry Pyler was born in Detroit in 1936.
I don't ever remember black people in any of the neighborhoods I lived in.
People didn't want to live there anymore, so they moved out. They didn't want to move into these hostile areas. They wanted to live among their culture. I guess, if you look at the world, how it's formed, that all these cultures kind of, after the Tower of Babel, they migrated with the people that they spoke with, what they were familiar with, their languages. So whether it was in the Nordic countries, or if it was in the African countries or in the European countries, these people migrated to these areas where they felt comfortable with their own people that they were around, right? So now we're seeing this big influx of the globalists sending these different cultures into other cultures that were not meant to have that type of surroundings, right? I mean, it's almost like they always say when you eat, you should eat what's grown in your area, because that's what your body needs, what it craves, what it adjusts to the climate, right? So that you don't see any bananas growing up in Minnesota. That you follow what I'm saying? And you can't grow grapes in Florida. It just doesn't work that way, right? So, and I think, I don't know why it's that way. I don't have the answer. I'm not racist in that way. If you're calling me, this person can't live in this area because there's certain skin tones. Maybe a person with a darker skin tone can live in a climate that is harsh as far as weather and sunlight and heat, right? And a person from the Nordic country, when they move to that type of climate, the sun and their skin is exposed and they have all kinds of issues. I don't know. I mean, that's just the way we're built. Who knows? You can, whatever way that came through the centuries, I have no idea. But what I'm saying is, this is almost like, hey, if you're going to come from a poor country, whether it's Venezuela or Mexico or some of these South American countries or Haiti or these type of places where the common person has nowhere near what the finances that Americans have, right? And now they say that if you have one or more cars, that you're wealthier than 99% of the world, right? So if you have more than one car, which most Americans do, you're wealthier than the majority of the people on this planet. So for these people, whether they're white, black, or whoever, saying we don't want any poor people in our neighborhood and we're going to bust them back out of here, we're not going to find a home for them or place to work or anything else. We're going to ship them back to Texas. And for people, white people or blacks or whoever, to get upset that they're going into their neighborhood, and now it's a big issue that we're going to start sending lawyers to these people. We're going to start these. We're going to sue them or fine them or press charges or whatever they want to call it against these governors sending these busloads of people to these sanctuary cities, because they said that they wanted to be sanctuary cities, and it's okay that if they ship migrants, illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them, to their communities, and we'll take care of them, right? And once they do, we're not built for that. We don't have the infrastructure for that. We're not a border town, as some of these people say. They're not wanted here. We have nowhere to put them. And one report says that it's unrealistic for these people to move here. So now we're coming out with this report that Biden, DeSantis is sending a plane load to Biden's house, just like he did to Kamala's and the Martha's Vineyard.
Garnered a lot of attention, so news that another one could possibly be in the works is definitely exciting a lot of folks in terms of what could be happening. That the same plane that was used to fly into Martha's Vineyard carrying those migrants is scheduled to arrive in Delaware this afternoon at an airport that's less than an hour away from Rehoboth Beach, where the president is known to have a vacation home.
Which, hey, he's making aware this is getting around and people are understanding what's going on. They're making it a national issue instead of trying to hide it. Some of these border towns have 30, 50,000 people, and they have 300,000 or 400,000 people coming through their neighborhood. I mean, people are being robbed. Their houses are being ransacked. Businesses are being taken over. People are living on the streets. I don't know what the end goal is here, but this is totally inhumane to allow the overrun of these people in these communities that can't handle it, right? And just to ignore it and say, hey, like Kamala said, and I put on a video earlier, that the borders are secure. She hasn't even went down there. Biden hasn't went down there to check it out, to see this type of thing. He could care less, because he's not running the country. These handlers are running the country. These people, that the globalists who want this to happen, to destruction of America and all these other countries, they want this to happen. Okay, you can see it coming. They're ignoring it. They're not making a big deal, but don't bring them in my area. Don't bring them down where I live. I don't want to see them on my street or living off the curb. Hey, if you guys found value in this video, I'd appreciate you subscribing, and also comment if you would, and send this out to your friends. I'd appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye now.
Crossing borders in a swarm, they'll never be reformed. It's a Trojan horse attack, and we've got to send them back.